How's it going, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. So today we're going to talk about tips for newbies, getting newbies on the right path, so that their experience with cryptocurrency is the correct one, and they're not trying to just buy into the hype and buy into these overly priced pump and dumps, buying at all-time highs. So I posted this on our Twitter here, Altcoin Buzz IO. Follow us there if you want to participate in conversations like this. Also, I'm going to encourage you guys to also drop comments below, sharing your experience, especially if you're a veteran in the space. Sometimes it only takes a month or two and you can already be a veteran in this space. But if you've been doing it for even longer, I'm definitely going to encourage you guys to drop more comments and share your experience with your tips for newbies. But I'm going to go off a couple here. So when a coin starts to stabilize after a dip, it's typically a sign of a new run in the near future, is what the cryptolyzer says. I'm not so sure I know what he's saying. Only time you should buy at all-time highs is if the coin is steadily climbing for months without any crazy shoots and dips. Yeah, so what he's talking about here, you can see perfectly in the Linda chart, for example. So this is an example of a coin that's shooting up, this straight up and down. Boom, that's like a pump, right? So he's saying kind of avoid those and look for more of what you've seen with Manitha. So you've seen Manitha just consistently rising. See this chart? That's a healthy chart. You can see another healthy chart with Datum. You see these healthy climbs. They just kind of keep going up. Doesn't always have to be, obviously you can buy at dips, so that's buying opportunities. But when something's climbing steadily, slowly but surely, it's going up, up, up. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for, especially if you're a new person. You're not looking for these just overly crazy pump and dumps. You saw it with Pac coin, where this thing went way up. You see that? Boom. Flat, boom. You don't want that. See, and then it fell off the cliff. So everyone who was buying at these prices at all-time highs ended up taking a loss. Now they're probably like, whoa, so they got to hold. But even with a coin like this, it doesn't really have a great utility. I don't even know if they should hold. Nonetheless, Pac coin, you could see that it had that massive pump, and then it fell off. So we're not looking to get you guys, the newbies, into coins like that. Now, let's keep moving here. Don't sell during dips. Don't buy at all-time highs. ATH stands for all-time highs. This was posted to help newbies. Why input an acronym that they most likely won't understand? So there's a couple of acronyms that newbies should know about. ATH, all-time highs. FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FOMO, fear of missing out. So don't FOMO into something on the way up when it's at an all-time high. Buy the dip. Don't get greedy when you see an upward trend. Sell at a high of about 25 to 50% and buy at the dip. Lesson learned with Ripple and Tron. I already like that comment. Reason for my advice to go the route is to get back one's initial investment and not be in a deficit, rather play safe than sorry, while continuing to hold and hoping it goes higher. 90% of the time, hodl. So he's saying hold, guys. So for example, here's a great example of something that we've seen recently. APPC. So we saw this 279, right? People were buying at 425. So when it went down to 279, they're like, oh man, it's down. Should I sell? People will ask me this, especially newbies. They'll be like, Jeff, man, I bought at 425. Altcoins is going down. This is a coin that just hit the market 3 days ago, guys. People are already concerned because it's down. No, no, no. If you believed in if you paid attention to why you got into Altcoins, which was because of the technology, the team, the project overall, then you should have no questions asked that if you are getting it at 425, nothing should have changed in 3 days just because the price went down. In fact, you should be looking at that like, wow, I can accumulate more of these at a cheaper price. This is fantastic. But if you're trying to sell at a loss, no, this is not how you do trading, okay? So I'm just putting that out there, guys. I'm not trying to bash on anyone, make anyone feel bad. All I'm saying is buy the dip, right? Look, you can even see where you can get these coins. You're on CoinMarketCap. If you go to markets, you can see Binance. You can see what the pairing is. You can buy it with Bitcoin. You can buy it with Ethereum. You can buy it with the Binance coin. You can also see the volume, the price, the variations in price, right? You can also see where the majority of the volume is coming from. Here on this chart, you can see the volume over the last 24 hours, the circulating supply, and the total supply. These are the factors that go into this multiple here, which is the market capitalization, which is how much total money is invested in this coin or in this asset, this project. So you take this number, the circulating supply, and divide it into this number, and that's what gives you this number, okay? So I'm just giving you guys some general tips here. Let's keep moving along. Trying to squeeze as much into this as possible. Didn't look at my portfolio when the market was down. Great tip for anyone new in the space. So when things get a little bit sour, when things go to red, don't keep looking at your portfolio every 10 minutes being like, oh man, oh man, oh man, because then you'll just be stressing out. So go out and do something. Take your dog on a walk. Go take your girlfriend on a date. Do what you got to do. Go see mom. Go call mom. But the market usually goes up. So we've seen dips like this many times, or like we just saw. And I'll show you what I mean, just illustrated in the last 3 months. Dip, up, peak, dip, peak, dip. You see, peak, dip, peak, dip, peak, dip, peak, dip. So here's the most recent peak and a dip. So these kind of things happen. That's why I say 3 steps forward, 1 step back, because we'll go up and then we'll take 1 step back, go up. So we're always going up, it appears, always. But we do take these 3 steps back, or 3 steps forward, 1 step back, or 3 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of ratios. Now, if at any point in time this market were to go down, 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 then we'd have to be concerned. But what you're looking for here is these resistance points. So if this dip had gone below this price right here, so 374 billion was the next resistance, that if this went past 374 billion, which it didn't, it went 422 billion. But had it passed 374 billion, we would now be waiting to see if it would catch resistance at 281 billion. If it passed that, then we'd be going down. Now it can also work in the other way at peaks. So once the market goes above this $830 billion mark, then we're back on the run, which we saw. Previous high was 640 billion. We eclipsed that around here, and we just started running up. So typically, when it eclipses the previous highs, it just starts running again. You can see that here. Right here was a peak. So here's the peak. It went past that peak, and it ran again. Then it went past this peak, and it ran again. It does that consistently. That's breaking resistance. It finds resistance on the way down, and it finds resistance on the way up. Once it breaks resistance, it can go. It's either going in a bearish way or in a bullish way. Bear is going down, bull is going up. All right, so we're just moving right along here pretty quick. Let's see what some other tips you guys have for the people. Didn't look at buy the dip, and if it goes down further, buy a bit more. Take profits. Don't sell at a loss, and most importantly, don't invest what you can't afford to lose. Yeah, don't put in any more money than you can afford to lose. So if you've found a way to squeeze out an extra $100 a month, put into cryptocurrency, because you decide you're not going to smoke two packs of cigarettes per week, you're only going to smoke 1 pack of cigarettes per week. So you're going to save yourself $10 or whatever the price of cigarettes is. And if you don't smoke, good, because I don't actually smoke myself, but I'm just saying these little things that are bad habits, if you can eliminate those, not bad habits, I shouldn't say that, because who am I to judge if you smoked, right? But if you drink beer, maybe instead of going out every Saturday night spending $50 at the club, maybe you scale that back. That leaves you with an extra $200 a month to invest in cryptocurrency. So you're sacrificing your fun for your future and an investment, but it's also money that you were spending anyway that you could afford to lose. That's the key here. Don't start taking money out of your daughter's college fund and start investing in cryptocurrency, because that's overextension, I would say. If you do choose to do that, that's your choice, but that's not recommended. If you have a dirt bike that you haven't ridden for 2 years and you're like, hey, I only rode this thing like 3 times in the last 2 years, I could probably get $2,000 for it. That's probably money you could put into cryptocurrency. If you've got a boat that's just sitting in the backyard and you haven't been using it, go sell the boat and put that into cryptocurrency. If you lose it, then you lost the boat. But hey, it was money it was things that you were finding ways to put money into the market that were not going to put you on the streets, right? We're not so. Just don't put too much money. Don't overextend yourself in cryptocurrency. But if you can find ways to grow your cryptocurrency portfolio without selling the farm, then great on you. You don't lose until you sell. Hold. That's right. If you were to buy Altcoin at 420 and it goes down to 257, just because it's on a dip doesn't mean you've lost, because it could go back up, and it probably will. But if you sold at 257, then you take a loss. So you have to be patient and hold. Patience, that's great. Great words, guys. You guys are using patience. Be willing to be patient. Don't get married to a coin. This is a great point also. There's as you guys were calling them, fanfare, fanboys, where people would fall in love with a coin. They'd be like, don't talk bad about my coin. That's my coin. Like, don't, I'm not picking on people who do it, but I'm saying, like, come on, we're not falling in love with a coin here, are we? We're investing in multiple different cryptocurrencies: Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Tron, Verge, whatever you guys like. Okay, I'm just saying, don't get too married to any of them because it's an investment, and if you're not the owner of the project, then you don't need to fall in love with it. Okay. All right. You only take a loss when you sell. That's right. Watch out for pumps and dumps. Pumps and dumps are those things where they go up real quick. They have a high tendency to pull back. I will at points in time find coins that I think have a lot of upside with limited risk, that if we get into early enough, I will talk about them on this channel, just because every once in a while we like to freshen things up, especially when we got an extra $10 or $15 in Litecoin sitting around and we don't know what to use with it. We'll put it into something fun, okay? But we're not trying to bet the farm on something fun that's actually, in essence, a gamble. But we're looking at it as an investment. So it's a gamble, but it's an investment, right? Go to sleep, and you will have earned money more money than if you were awake. I love your voice, Jeff. I listen to it when I sleep. Oh man, yeah, I've seen that. I already liked that comment. All right, so we're moving right along here. We're going to Instagram, see what you guys are talking about over here. Most of these are things that I've said and I agree with already. Do not buy coins when they are pumping. Instead, buy into solid projects when they dip, and then really learn to hold like a pry from the cold, dead hands hold. Buy high and sell low. That is an incorrect advice. It's buy low, sell high. He's probably joking around. Always sell in the red and buy at all-time high. So they're just joking around here, guys. That's not serious talk. And actually, this stuff's not even funny, especially when you have newbies. I know you guys like to joke around. I like to joke around too, but well, it's not funny. And it's cool. Do what you want. Invest, not trade, in projects that you believe in that are offering a solution, not just using the word blockchain. You have asked for good coins. I have unlisted. Okay. Well, for me, I would do your own research and look at some of the past videos for recommendations. Coin split a portfolio of around max of 6, in my opinion. Get yourself aware on CoinMarketCap. Guys, I can show you some examples of just what the power of holding has done for me. I invested in Lisk at $5 here back in September. I was investing in Lisk around here. You can see I was getting it at 5, below 5, and it just kind of kept stabilizing for a while, and then it shot up, and then it went down again, and then it shot up. So just the power in holding. You can see with Lisk, I was getting in at under $5. I've been holding this for a long term. I'm actually up significantly on it, but I'm going to continue to hold. Here's the same with EOS. 14.24. Wow, I was getting into this thing at 50 cents. There was times when I was making videos about this being under the coin under $1. I was like, top coins under $1, EOS, IOTA, so it's funny to see how far that things have changed. Even Ethos, we were doing this with Ethos. This was a 50-cent coin also. I mean, it's been as high as, what, 10.85. It's just wild to see where things can go in 3 months. But, I mean, when I was buying Ethos at 70 cents and 50 cents, I watched it go from 70 cents down to 50 cents, but I held. And so it was because I knew that you got to hold. And it wasn't because I was trying to day trade. I was like, well, let's see where this thing is in a year or two. That's the kind of approach that you take. You don't say, well, where's this thing going to be in 2 weeks or a month? It could be up significantly, but if you get into a really strong project that you see a utility in for the long haul, that's what's good about it. So let's see what else you guys are saying on Instagram. Three of you, I don't know what they're saying. Dude, how do you sell that stuff? Don't you have to wait for buyers? You can't just market sell these coins. All right, so let's see if there's some. Don't think you're day trading. Start with investing. Yeah, start with investing. Put money in that you can invest. So invest in the market. Trust your gut. Don't buy Bitcoin, buy Litecoin instead. All right. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. Also, keep up with Altcoin Buzz professional financial advice. He's just being tongue-in-cheek. That's funny. Don't be greedy. Learn to shave off profits during a rise. Yeah. I mean, if the thing's going up and you want to get your initial investment out, go ahead and do that. Also, fork. Here's an example of something that I like to do. If I go up on some of these coins, let's say because I'm not married to a project, but let's say I invested, let's go to IOTA. So let's say I was getting into IOTA at below 50 cents, right? So I was getting into IOTA around 35 cents. And then it went up to, let's say I bought 10,000 at 35 cents because I was, feeling bullish on IOTA, right? Now that's a high end. I'm not saying all you guys can do that, but 10,000. And then it goes up. Maybe I'll get all my money back when it goes up to $5 like it was. And I'll sell, I don't know, maybe I'll sell 2,000 of them, get all my money back. And then I can make the decision. Do I want to put that back into fiat and just use house money and have 8,000 remaining at $5 or 378 as it is now for the long hold? Or do I take that 2,000 and do I put it into something else? Maybe I'll fork it into a new coin like Altcoin while I'm seeing it on a dip after it's been at a high of 420. More than likely it'll revisit 420 again. And, that's just kind of how we would play that. So you take profits and you fork it into another thing. I've done that with Verge, for example. When Verge, I think I sold Verge at 22 cents. I didn't hold a whole bunch, but because we got into Verge, I got into Verge at under a penny. So I was able to get a lot of Verge. So when it went up to 22, to like 19 cents, I think it was, I sold my Verge at 19 cents. So I took 19 times gains. But the first time I sold Verge, I sold half and I wanted to hold. And then I forked that into a lot of different coins. So I ended up basically, it worked out for me because Verge is now at 16 cents. It's been lower. I was not a whale in Verge. I only held I definitely held half a Bitcoin is what it ended up going from. So I ended up putting $300 into Verge and I ended up turning that into a half a Bitcoin. Okay, and then I took that half a Bitcoin and I spread it out over 6 or 7 different new cryptocurrencies that have all gone up significantly. Well, not all, actually. Some of them have. I forked it. I'll just give you an example of some of the forking that I did. I forked some of it into Cardano when Cardano was at 38 cents. So I forked some of that Verge into Cardano. Now you can see Cardano's up 3 times gains from that Verge. What else did I fork it into? I want to say I forked it into UTrust. When UTrust first hit the market, I forked it into UTrust down here at 18, 19 cents. So you could see taking profits on one so don't get married to it. Don't become a fanboy. So I was sure. I was oh man, I really like Verge, but I got to take my profits and I got to go into these new coins because I got to keep growing my portfolio. So I wasn't so married to Verge that I had to go to the moon with Verge. I was well, what's the next Verge? What's the next coin that's going to have a big run? So these are just some tips that I've applied that have worked for me. So selling at all-time highs when everyone else is, when some people are trying to FOMO into it, having fear of missing out, I'm taking my profits and I'm forking into new coins. But I'm not too heavily invested in any coin in particular, so I'm not a whale of any coin. Some people, they go all in on one coin. They'll go all in on Tron. They'll go all in on Verge. They'll go all in on something. Me, I spread it out. If anything, because I am Altcoin Buzz, I might have 40 to 50 different coins at any given time, spread out on various different places, some in cold storage, some in paper wallets, some on exchanges. I mean, I'm all over the place with my investment. That way, I limit my risk. No, there's no way that if one of the exchanges had an issue, that all my funds would be locked up, right? So that's why I spread them out. So that's another strategy that you can do is don't keep them all in the same place. Have a variety of different places you're storing your coins. Anyways, guys, this is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. I wanted to make this video. I'd love it if some of you veterans would drop comments in the comments below for the newbies to put out some word. And definitely follow us on Twitter. Click that bell right here. Get notified when we drop these posts so that you can participate in the comments of these posts when they happen. We have 250 comments here. Also on Instagram, you can participate in these comments. Right here, I put how to do that. You can go right here. Altcoin Army. Turn on post. You just click these three dots and you turn on post notifications. Awesome channel. Yeah, thank you. Also, if you're looking to get into some advanced knowledge about trading for the time that if you do so choose, here's a great book that I recommend. This is not a paid advertisement. This is a book that I actually listened to on Audible. Master the Market with Confidence, Discipline, and a Winning Attitude. That's really important. Your attitude is important. In this book, they go over the attitude. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas, author of Disciplined Trader. So the first chapter is just an introduction, but chapter 2 is when they actually start talking about the trading strategy. So I do recommend this book on Audible. That's how I listen to it. So yeah, drop some comments below, guys. Talk to people about how to do this. Let's start the conversation on this video here so that we can get the word out correctly, so that people aren't just taking big losses. I realize there is a learning curve, but at the same time, it's better to those who have ears, let them hear, right? See you next time.